BYU has been rolling, 6 straight wins. I love this team. Been screaming about the march upside. I'm all the way in, and now they get to test it, Cart. They get to go to Ames, a very dangerous, terrifying place for any team to go and take on an Iowa State team that everybody loved in the non-conference, everybody loved in the preseason. I think most people still love, even after Iowa State is only 12 and 6 in conference play. These teams have the exact same record in the conference, and really a game that doesn't mean anything for their conference title hopes, doesn't really do anything crazy for either team's NCAA tournament hopes, just would change the seeding a little bit and maybe give BYU a big time statement win if they were able to go on the road and beat Iowa State. You look nervous.
I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous where I'm going to get because this game, it comes down to this. Iowa State's been a little bit banged up. I think a lot of Iowa State's one of the best teams in the country when fully healthy. They have not been in this stress that they've had. There has been now. That's not to excuse some things. They got blown out and at Fog Allen, and they were healthy in that game. But with that said, if BYU is able to win this game in Ames, I'm gonna be scared of myself.
What do you mean?
I mean, gee, you for the last 3 weeks, you've been putting BYU in your Final Four.
Yeah.
People will be joining you if they win this game.
Yeah. I'm ready for it.
This team went on the road, beat West Virginia,
That's a
spanked
little different than Iowa State.
spanked the can. No, I'm just going through this. This is all they all put this together. They put this together, right?
Mm.
Coming off a 20-point loss at Cincy, who stinks. They go on the road, they beat West Virginia and Morgantown. They beat a Kansas State team that everyone was feeling really good about at the time. They put belt
Not
direct.
everyone.
Sorry, everyone but you.
Thank you.
They put exuberant amounts of belt to wide variety of ass against Kansas. They go on the road and win at McHale. They go on the road, win the air. This team is they're doing this. The trajectory, uppity. Provo's got mountains, right?
Provo has mountains.
Yeah, we're climbing it.
We're going up the mountaintop.
Going up the mountain. Me personally, I'm not. That's a lot of cardio. But we're going up mountains. I'm feeling really good about this BYU team. And I keep doing the, oh, I'm feeling good about them. I can't wait for them to let me down. What if they don't let me down? What if they go to Ames and make me proud?
That would be very special. It would be. Since January 21st, BYU has lost 2 games. Since January 21st, Iowa State has lost 5 games.
Mm,
Ugh.
that's almost double.
Including
That is double.
that's more than double. Good Lord. What's your trust level with Iowa State? They've been hurt. Now they're getting healthy. That's the Illinois argument. Oh, we weren't at full strength. Now they're back healthy. Do you trust this team?
Yeah, I do. Because at full strength, Illinois was still getting that ass whooped. Um, Full strength, Iowa State was one of the best teams in the country.
What does full strength mean? Like literally everyone's available?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they finally get Momcilovic back, and then they two other guys get
Is
hurt.
Momcilovic that important?
He kind of is. Yeah.
Because like I was gonna make the case that they lost by 19 points in Hilton Coliseum in Ames with Lipsy, Gilbert, and Jones. That was the game where I was like, I don't see it. And if you're telling me Milan Momcilovic would have turned a 19-point loss into a 10-point win, I guess I'll listen to that argument. But like they had their dogs in that game and they got exposed.
I mean, I guess that's a fair point, but I just think that Momcilovic, to me, having him out there makes it less likely that Taman Lipsy is going to be like, oh, it's Taman Lipsy time.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, where are you at with this Iowa State team?
I sold Iowa State stock a while ago, and I
Oh, you did.
don't think I'm trying to scoop it back up.
But you like Curtis Jones?
Yeah, I liked him when he was like a nice off the bench piece and not like the go-to guy.
I thought you wanted him to be the go-to guy.
Well, he's their best guard, but
Hey,
that's
respect the
part of the
opinion.
issue of this team to me.
Uh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know why I feel you should not feel this confident that BYU should be able to go into Hilton and win because that's a the tough. I hate the tough place to play argument when you can point out a team that's not good winning there and won.
Yeah, I feel that.
Well, you can make the argument across the country. Breslin's a tough place to play. Mike Woodson went there and won.
Right. Yeah. Last year in Hilton Coliseum, BYU lost by 5 points. They shot 27% from three in that game. No
Mm,
starter for BYU scored in double figures.
mm,
Richie Saunders had 20 off the bench.
mm,
Huh.
mm.
Huh.
You can go there if you'd like to go there.
Well, I just think this BYU team finally has an identity that works. And last year's BYU team brought Richie Saunders off the bench, started four guys that no longer start for this team. My dog Nell's the only carryover, by the way.
Shooter.
Yeah, I think BYU's better right now. And this is the game they get a chance to prove it, Cart.
How have you felt about BYU improve its spots this year?
I don't think they've had many. I think at Arizona was one, and they won that game and were the better basketball team the whole game.
Yeah.
I think
Ah,
if you're trying to go back to January 4th against Houston as a prove it spot, I would say that team was emotionally in a completely different place than this current team.
yeah. That win on the road at Arizona goes a long way because I thought they dropped an opportunity at home against Arizona.
Well, I think
So,
at home against Kansas was also a prove it spot in the stretch.
yep,
Smack the boys.
smacked them.
Copious amounts is what you said.
Copious amounts, yes.
Where will this game be decided, my friend? Because this is the 12th best offense for BYU versus the ninth best defense for Iowa State. On the flip side, BYU's defense just okay, 67th. Iowa State's offense good, not great, 21st. Any specific categoric thing you're keeping an eye on here?
Mm, I mean, I don't think it comes down to just like BYU making threes. Obviously, they're one of the better three-point shooting teams in the country. But I think to go on the road and beat good teams, you got to be able to hit threes. It's hard. If it's gonna be hard, if they're not hitting threes.
I feel that. And I'm looking through if they've done that recently. They shot 50% from three, made 17 of 34 on the road at Arizona State. They shot 45% from three, 14 for 31 on the road at Arizona. And then they shot only 6 for 23, 26% against Kansas State. Oh, that was in Provo though.
Yeah,
They shot 10 for 28, 36% against Western. So they've been good on the road, three straight games.
yeah, they're gonna have to. You're gonna have to make a lot of threes.
Yeah. I'm keeping an eye on what BYU can do inside just in case the threes don't fall. They are still fifth best 2-point percentage offense in the sport, largely because most of their 2-point attempts are just dunks. But they're also a pretty good offensive rebounding team. Iowa State grades out pretty well in both offensive rebounding allowed and 2-point percentage allowed. But when you look at the Iowa State front court, they're not all that big. Dyshawn Jackson's like the true big. Joshua Jefferson's like 6'9".
Hmm.
So I don't know. It feels like an area where like either Keita works or he doesn't, and I think they need Keita to be very good in this game.
Yeah, and Kata's like had moments this year where like that dude is just like a physically dominating, dunk everything monster. Like he
Yeah.
can do that.
Who's the best player on the court in this game?
He's Sean Gilbert.
What? Now you're 1 for 1 on me this week with this. I mean, you told me Will Riley was better than Danny Wolf, and I tried to clown you, and that looked wrong. But you're telling me the guy with 2 games in double figures since February 1st is the best player in this game?
I mean, there's two options, right? Him or Richie Saunders.
You're telling me the guy who scored 20 points once since December 8th is the best player in this game? Need I remind you what my boy Richie Rich has been doing lately?
Oh, Richie Rich.
Need I remind you, Cart, what Richie Saunders has been? Because one 20-point game since December 8th? That's the best player instead of the guy that had 26, 23, and 22 in back-to-back-to-back games last week in this win streak?
Personal preference. It's between Richie and Gilbert to me.
What do you like more about Gilbert? Because I'm telling you right now, if TJ Otzelberger could, he would drive Keyshawn straight to Provo to exchange him for Richie Saunders.
No. No, 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 no,
You
no.
heard me.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no,
You heard me.
no, 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 no.
You heard me. He's more consistent. He's better. He's three-level scorer.
Richie Saunders a three-level scorer?
Absolutely.
Maybe I need to tap into Saunders just a wee bit more.
60% from two, 44% from three, 77% from the line. Killer.
Yeah, all doing that all while not even putting the ball on the floor.
He's number one three-point shooter in the Big 12.
Yeah, they can put the
Put the
ball on the
ball
floor.
on the floor. He puts it on the floor all the time.
Does he?
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to see. You want to get to our predictions?
Look, I'm a Richie Saunders guy.
Oh, you don't get to claim that when you asked if he puts the ball on the floor.
I call him the second best player in the game. That comes across as disrespect.
Yeah, when you compare him to a dude who's been ass for a month, and that's why his team is greatly underachieved.
He has been under the weather.
He's been under the whelming. He's been bad.
All right, that was heat.
Let's get to predictions. BYU, 7-point underdogs per Ken Pomeroy. What do you got?
I can't move past that under the whelming. That's gonna get integrated into everyday life. Wow. After that, BYU by 4.
All right.
No, 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 no. To be honest with you, I believe in this BYU team shooting to travel, and I believe that this is not a fluke that this team is playing better. They figured things out. I think a lot of the guys have solidified themselves in the roles they're in and what Coach Young wants them to do. And it might be wrong to think this, but I do think they're going to go to Hilton and hit shots. Um, I'm soft at my core, so I'm not going to fully get there and be like they're going to win. But if I'm getting 7 points, I am taking that and running with it.
I like BYU. I think they're the better basketball team. I don't know what they do with Yegor either. Are you putting Gilbert on Yegor? Giving up 7 inches?
Clamping that.
Yeah, but Jaeger's not even going to try and score. He'll just, I don't know. I feel like it's a weird mismatch matchup for BYU. They got to hit shots, but they've been hitting shots for a month, and I think they're going to continue hitting shots because they're a great shooting team. So give me BYU. I like BYU by 6 points with some free throws to stretch it out late.
Hmm.